The Pipe Bomb Podcast presents to you Fan Slam. Favorite WWE YouTube gamer. Favorite MV maker. Favorite fan artist. Shadiest Twitter fan. Favorite wrestling gift. Most interactive diva. Favorite wrestling podcast. Most interactive superstar. Favorite Tumblr post. Best fandom. Fan Slam. Check out the nominees on the pipebombpodcast.tumblr.com to vote for your favorites. This bomb will go off in 10 seconds. You're listening to the Pipe Bomb Podcast with James, Nick, Gigi, Josh, Sam, and Tom. Ring the bell. 1.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another episode of the Pipe Bomb Podcast. My name is Tom, and you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at selfsuccess01. Co-star in this episode with me today is everyone's favourite Brad Maddox bleach blonde beach boy lover, James.
Ooh, hey, yes, you got that right.
How are you?
I'm great. And don't you just love that blonde hair?
No.
Stop it.
Not really.
I love it.
So James, on today's show we have the privilege of interviewing yet another tough enough contestant.
I know, Chelsea. Isn't that awesome?
I know, good old Chelsea Green. So the contestant, like James has just said, the contestant that we will be interviewing will be the one that got eliminated last week, Chelsea Green. I can't wait to hear what she has to say about both Tough Enough and her training beforehand and what she's doing currently. So let's get on with it and let's get her on the line, shall we?
Yes, let's get Chelsea in here. It's ringing. Ooh, dissipation.
Ring-a-ding.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello,
girl.
Chelsea.
How are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Hey,
Welcome to
Chelsea.
the Pipe Bomb Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
It is not a problem. I just want to apologise first of all for the timing issues that we've had because obviously you live in Canada, I live in the UK, James
No
lives
problem.
in... Oh, thank you very much. And James, you live where? Because I'm not sure.
I live in Rhode Island, in America.
I know where America is, James.
I'm sure, Tom.
Well, yeah, because like we said, we're from all across the world. So, Chelsea, shall we get on with the questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so it's been a week since you were eliminated. Has it sunk in yet that you're not on the show anymore?
You know what? I think the morning after, it kind of sunk in a little bit more. Obviously, I woke up and I was upset initially, but then I kind of thought, everything happens for a reason. This happened for a reason. Me being brought back to Tough Enough happened for a reason. So I'm just going to use, these next few months following Tough Enough as a stepping stone to make sure that, I am getting more training and getting booked everywhere around the indie scene of Canada and stuff like that. So now I think I'm just kind of like taking it as a positive thing.
Well, it's good that you're actually continuing with the wrestling because, like, some of the girls that are probably on the show, not on right now, or ones that tried out for the show and they didn't, they probably don't want to pursue wrestling. So with that and what you're doing, I do applaud you for continuing with it.
Oh, yeah, I love wrestling, and I'll continue to do it, no matter what happens.
Oh, yeah, it's a passion of yours, Chelsea, and it's clear to see. So, with a lot of the girls that come into these reality shows, they don't have that wrestling experience, and I know you came in with that. So, I would expect you to continue it.
Definitely.
So, Chelsea, in your honest opinion, and this is going to be a sting of a question, but who do you think should have been eliminated instead of yourself?
Oh, well, the votes would say Gigi. However, in the competition, she was my toughest competition.
Oh, yeah.
So I personally think, wrestling-wise, maybe Sarah should have gone home. But, it was up to the viewers, and the fans loved Sarah. So I can't really say, Sarah should have been kicked off, because obviously there's a lot of people that don't feel that same way.
Well, what is it about Sarah? Because I know a lot of people actually like her, and obviously she's getting more than half of the votes. So what is it about her that, from what you know, living with her and training with her, that you think people like about her and can connect with her?
I think it really is that that kind of natural girl, the girl that you kind of look at and think she could be your friend, or she could be that girl next door. Whereas Georgia and Amanda have those kind of larger than life. They already are divas. Look at them. They've got the gorgeous hair, the gorgeous skin, the gorgeous clothes, the body. They have the package. Whereas Sarah is your girl next door, and I think that people really like that and kind of can connect with that.
So, being at the Performance Centre, obviously you had the eyes of WWE on you. What was it like training with the coaches at the Performance Centre, knowing that you have got, like, say, Vince McMahon and Triple H's eyes directly on you?
It was amazing. It was one of those things that I would never, ever take for granted, especially as a wrestler coming into that situation. Every time we stepped in the ring, we were with Billy Gunn, we were with Lita, sometimes Booker T was there. So it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I wanted to make sure that I showed them exactly who I was inside and outside of the ring, and make sure that I did appear coachable, and that they thought that maybe if I didn't get chosen, I wanted them to think, oh, I could coach someone like this, or she's got that heart and that passion, and I would want her to be in the Performance Center whether she got the contract or not. So that's kind of what I thought about going into it. I wanted to leave an impression on them.
And do you think you did?
I hope so.
I think you did. So Chelsea, let's talk briefly about your past. I want to know, how did you get into wrestling? What sparked your interest?
You know what? My sister and I used to watch. We used to watch wrestling when we were younger. We weren't actually allowed. We had to sneak upstairs and watch it. But I fell in love with Trish Stratus.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, yeah. Right? Being a Canadian girl. And she was the best thing since sliced bread at that time, really. So I really fell in love with her. But then it wasn't until about 2008 or 9 when I went to my first WWE live event that I really saw it in person and fell in love with it as a sport.
And do you remember any of the matches that were there that night?
I remember Kelly being there and Chris Jericho. And watching Kelly, and she was so beautiful, and she had such amazing gear, and I thought she was just the best thing ever. Watching her, I thought, okay, well, maybe I could do this. I had played a lot of sports in high school, and it wasn't totally outside that realm of possibility.
That's awesome. So you went there, you saw this live event, and it sparked your interest. You said, hey, I can do that. So did you just go out and look for training? Who did you go out to get trained by?
It actually took me about 4 years after that until I really was like, okay, I should try, because I lived on Vancouver Island, and there wasn't any wrestling schools. I didn't really know about the indie scene of wrestling, and it took me a couple of years. I moved to Calgary, Alberta, and was going to University of Calgary, and that's actually where Lance Storm trains. And so after living there for a couple of years, I kept kind of hearing about Lance and hearing about his training, and it took me a while, but I decided one day just pick up the phone, call Lance. I went in to see his school and kind of, pick his brain a little bit about the wrestling industry and if it was a possibility for me. And I totally loved it. I could not say no to the training. So I started training, maybe a couple weeks later.
That's an amazing place to start training at. Because look
it
at all
really
the talent
is.
That's come out of there. That's awesome.
What was his training style like?
Well, it was kind of a tough love sort of situation. We were training 5 days a week for 3 hours a day, and it was about 3 months. Basically, he showed you how to do things, and you could do it or you couldn't. And if you couldn't, you had to figure out a way to be able to do it, or you just weren't going to keep up. And I really like that style of training, because in a situation like that, a lot of people from all over the world and from all walks of life and backgrounds think that they can be wrestlers. They watch it on TV and they think that's easy. I could do it. They come to Lance's school to train and realize, you need some athletic ability. And so his training was kind of weeding out the weak. And it really, I liked that because I felt like the people who weren't in it for the long haul were gone after about a month.
Can I ask you a question, Chelsea? Sorry to cut you off. But do you think Sarah would make it in Lance Storm's training center?
Who?
Do you think Sarah, your co-star in Tough Enough, do you think she would have been able to hang up over there with them?
I think she's got a great heart, so I think she would have stuck through it. Do I think that, that she would have picked everything up? No. Because I've trained with her.
Yeah.
So, but she's one of those girls that she doesn't give up. And you've seen on Tough Enough, they have really, really given her a hard time. And she's stuck with it.
Well, especially Paige. I mean, she's gone at her for about 3 weeks in a row until she actually thought, you know what, I need to grow some, and actually stand up for myself and get in someone's face and just yell, yell, yell.
Yeah, totally.
Because, Chelsea, I honestly feel that you're, miles ahead of a lot of people that are on that show. And, you've seen the tough trainings, because you were just talking about the tough training that you went through with Lance Storm. So, to me, Tough Enough was a cakewalk for you, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things, every in-ring challenge that I came into, I knew that I should win.
You should.
I knew that I had the abilities and the skills to win the challenge. It was just... It's just not about just the in-ring challenge, It's about everything, the whole package. And I mean, if they didn't think that I was the whole package and they needed to put me up in the bottom 3, then, what can I say? They're the superstars.
Well, speaking of the show Tough Enough, you had 2 challenges on each show. The first challenge was a non-wrestling challenge where you had the different aspects, so courage, ability, teamwork, and then the second challenge you had, like you said, the in-ring skills.
Yeah.
What changed? No, not sorry. What changed? What effects did the first challenge have on you week in, week out that you were there for the few weeks?
Oh my gosh. Well, honestly, all the ring challenges I loved. I felt very comfortable with those, but the challenges outside of the ring were terrifying because you had no idea what you were getting yourself into. 1 week was promos. The next week we're fighting a fire. I mean, you really had no idea. So it was extremely, extremely stressful. But I like to think that I perform well under stress. So, and I want this so bad that if it was something physical, I know that I'm going to give it 110%. Whether I'm good at it or not, I'm going to give it the best that I've got and try my damnedest to win. So, but I mean... You could not prepare for those challenges.
They were so random, girl. They were so random.
Yes, they were.
So moving back to Tough Enough, at the WWE Network Top 40 special, you unfortunately did not make the top 13. Why do you think you didn't make the original cut?
I think I didn't get to show my personality enough and my character. I think that they were really looking for people who stuck out in certain areas and I thought I stuck out with my wrestling ability. So I felt like I just wanted to show them who I was naturally, down to earth, and, not always this crazy chick. But I think that they were looking for me to put on, kind of my persona, my wrestling persona, my heel character, my babyface character. And so if I were to do it again, I would definitely come out guns blazing.
So obviously a few weeks later, Diana left the show. So how excited were you to get the call to be a part of Tough Enough?
Oh my gosh, I was so excited. I think I screamed for about 5 minutes. I was so happy because it's one of those things it's fate. I've wanted this so bad, and for me to get a second chance, I didn't even know that there was going to be a second chance at all. So for me to get a second chance was just I was ready. I was so ready to hop on a plane and get there and start the challenges.
Was it difficult entering the show weeks after the show started?
It was. I got a little bit of backlash from the universe at first, coming into it and having no fans, basically. I started from the bottom and the rest of the competitors already had 10 to 20,000 fans on social media, and I had nothing. So I was really nervous. And the competitors were a little bit iffy as to, they were kind of annoyed that there was someone coming in that was new. But I think that I proved myself very quickly, not only to the WWE universe, but to the competitors, because they knew at the tryout that if there was anyone that should have made the final 13, it was me. I had put in the time and the effort, and, this is my life. I don't have a fallback, and they knew that. So they quickly changed their opinions and realized that I was a front runner for this competition.
I agree. I feel like you should have made the final cut, and they went back and fixed the mistake that they made.
Exactly.
Come on, Dirty Diana, we can't. Oh my God, Chelsea, we dragged her on this show, that poor girl.
Oh my gosh.
But she set herself up. But Chelsea, this is where we're going to get to the tea about all the drama and the craziness that was going on into this show. And you know what I'm going to bring up, Mr. Tanner. What was that all about? Give us the tea, Chelsea. What was going on?
Well, I think that when you're stuck in a house for, weeks on end, you start developing things, whether it be feelings for people or hatred for people, or, like some people bond, some people don't. And in the end, I had to kind of have fun some way, didn't I?
All right, you had your fun, girl.
I had to keep myself busy.
I love that line. Give me a promo on this swimsuit. I was like, look at Chelsea.
What you guys didn't get to see is that I cut a promo on his hair before that.
Really?
So he was probably already thinking, oh shoot, she just cut this great promo on my hair and how sexy my hair is, and now I got to come up with something to do with her swimsuit.
Oh man, you put him on the spot.
I know, I did. You got to. That's the business, isn't it?
So, have you talked to Tanner?
Yeah, I speak to everyone, actually. I try to keep in contact, and I wish them all luck this morning and everything, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so, on a scale from 1 to 10, how annoying is Amanda?
You know what? I have to say that she's not annoying as you would think.
Really?
No, I know, and I bet you didn't expect me to say that. But the thing is that, okay, so is it annoying that she talks about her looks? Yes. However, she has the looks to back it up. So it's like when she says that, you kind of just are like, shoot, what can I can't even, I don't have a rebuttal to that because she is so good looking. But the good thing is that when we got into the ring, we kind of squashed everything we had. We may have fought, on the show and everything, but when we got into the ring, we just did our work and got to business. And she was the same way that I was in that sense. Like, we're not going to let anything get in our way of getting this contract. So I had respect for her in that sense.
She's a little catty, though. I feel like the way, all right, for instance, when you and Sarah were in the room just working on different moves and stuff like that, you guys were not talking about anybody. And the way that she just barged into the room like that, and I liked her prior to that episode, but I was just like, look at you just fishing for drama, getting TV time. It really irked me, and that's when I signed off on Sarah. I really didn't like how she walked in on you guys like that.
I think a lot of people felt that way, actually. She took a lot of heat from that episode.
Yeah.
And hey, you can't be eavesdropping on people.
Yeah, it was well-deserved. Well-deserved heat.
So, back to Tough Enough. So I've got a two-part question here for you. Of which male and female eliminated contestant do you feel that should still be on the competition?
Ooh, well, I think I should.
Of course.
And Patrick, of course. We bonded right away with the wrestling background, and I know that he had the passion for it, just like I do. So I feel like the final two should have included Patrick and myself.
Yeah, because I feel that you and Patrick, because you've got the experience and you've got the passion for it and you know what you want and how much you're willing to do for it, whereas the others, yeah, they probably watched it, but this is the first time they're getting into it, so they probably didn't understand how passionate you actually are about professional wrestling.
Yeah, and that was one of the things I said in my final plea. Like, I wanted everyone to know, I didn't come into this competition, to decide if this was for me or to figure it out or to start doing some training and see if I liked it. I knew I loved it. I knew that this is what I wanted to do. And so, whether I was here or not, this is what I was going for, a contract. Not the money, not the TV or the reality or the fans. I was going for a job. So that is kind of the difference between Patrick and I and some of the other contestants. But now that they're on the show and they're in this business, I think that they're really starting to realize, like, okay, if I don't want this, then they do have to bow out. But I think the final 6 really want it.
And so we was talking about contestants that should still be there, but now it's time for the stinger. Which of the remaining contestants do you think should already have been eliminated at the final 6?
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh. You know what? See, for the guys, it's hard because they all bring something very, very, very different to the table. Josh is what I believe is the full package, so he deserves to be there.
I agree.
ZC has got the charisma and the personality that nobody I have ever met has. And he might not have the in-ring ability right now, but some people are just slower learners, so I do think he should be there. And then when it comes to Tanner, like, he's won everything. How can you say he doesn't deserve to be there, right? Yeah. So for the guys, I can't really say that. For the girls, I think that the person who is the most behind, it's easy to say, is Sarah. But then again, like I said before, she has so many fans. So, and if the WWE Universe wants to see her there, well, then that's the whole point of this competition.
Because, like, for me, ZZ should have gone home in week 1. Like, he doesn't seem to have the passion, or at least he's been edited as someone who's not really wanting to be there for the wrestling and for the TV show. So let me ask you this. Like, living with him and being around him 24/7 for several weeks, what is it about him that people just see in him? Like Sarah Lee, he's obviously getting more than half the votes every week.
See, so I see something different in him than I see in Sarah Lee. I see in ZZ, he has, like, he is a character. He lives and breathes ZZ that you see on TV. That's him. He is so laid back, like a total Cajun boy. He is got so much charisma, so much personality. He just, when he speaks, he spits out, like, quotes. It's ridiculous. Like, he just is a walking quote. It's hilarious. So I think that really he has that personality that maybe not a lot of people recently have brought to the table, because the rest of us all have our athletic ability. But in the end, your athletic ability, it's not going to get you into the WWE because no one wants to see a boring athletic person, like Neville, he is amazing, but he doesn't just fall back on his flips. He's got his character, he's got his persona and everything. So, I think that ZZ has made it this far because he has something that nobody else has.
Right. So now, before we get back to Tough Enough, I'm going to hand you over to James to talk about something that we may have seen before on WWE TV.
Okay.
So, Chelsea, take us back. How did you end up in a role as Daniel Bryan's therapist, working with the Queen of the Kingdom, yes, Stephanie McMahon? How did this occur?
So I got a call to be Adam Rose's Rosebud. Mm-hmm. And I was so excited, like totally over the moon. All I had to do was walk down a ramp and dance around, in a hilarious little outfit and come back. But it was like the end all be all. I was so excited because I was very, very new in wrestling still. I was only about 6 months in. And on day 2 of being a Rosebud, I had someone ask me, would I like to play the part of Megan Miller? It's just a small part, you're just going to have to take a picture with Daniel Bryan, that's that. And I was like, oh my God, Daniel Bryan, okay, like, wow, whatever it is, it sounds amazing, okay.
Right, he was the most over guy at the time.
Yeah, and it turned out that it was not such a small part that I was playing. And I had no idea until I stepped into the office, and in front of me was Vince McMahon, Triple H, and Stephanie.
Wow.
Waiting to talk to me about my script as Megan Miller.
That's amazing.
It was amazing, and it was definitely a moment I will never, ever, ever forget.
And that slap from Brie, did it actually really hurt?
Yeah, it really did hurt. It's funny that you say that. It hurt, but this is wrestling. It's physical. Everyone says wrestling's fake. Well, no, it's not. It hurts.
No, because we give Brie a hard time because she's not as stiff as the other workers. So, yeah, she's very light-handed. So we were like, I don't know about that. Chelsea, you ate that. Chelsea, you ate it. You're a beast.
She can give it to you.
And what was it like backstage when you went backstage after that segment?
Oh my gosh, amazing. Everyone was so supportive and introduced themselves to me and, helped me kind of figure out what my next move was going to be, whether I was going to, try to get a tryout or whatever it might be. They were so supportive. It was amazing.
Well, and 1 year later, it's tough enough.
I know. It's amazing. It all has happened so quickly, really.
It all comes full circle.
It does.
So let's talk winners. I know we shouldn't really be saying that word because you're here, unfortunately. But who do you think is going to win Tough Enough for the men and women?
Okay, so like I said, all the guys have totally different, positives and negatives. But I do think Josh, the Yeti, so far has the full package.
Yes.
So I think that he is, in my mind, that's an easy win for him if he continues on the straight and narrow like he's been doing. For the girls, I think, so I said this when I was leaving Tough Enough. I think that Gigi was my toughest competitor, and I think that it will be her. I hope that it's her, because her abilities are coming, like, her in-ring technique is really, really coming along quickly, as is Amanda's, actually. They're doing really well. But I felt like all around, Gigi was my toughest competition, so I think she'll win.
I mean, I want Gigi to win as well because she was my favourite, apart from you.
Oh, good. You better say that.
Of course I will. But, now, I've asked you who you think will win, but who do you personally want to win?
I would like to see... Yeah, I would like to see the people, Josh and Gigi, because they were my toughest competition, I want them to win.
And you think they would... Oh, sorry, carry on.
Well, just because if I was in the final two and I lost to Gigi, I would feel like, okay, I lost to the better woman in this instance,
Yeah. And then the Tough Enough live show as a whole, did you think the percentage and the fans voting was a good idea, or do you feel like it should have gone old school and the judges and coaches decided who went home?
I almost think that it should have been a combination, because I do understand where they're coming from with the WWE universe. They want to make them happy. But then it's funny because, they vote, the WWE universe votes someone like me off, but then gives WWE hell for doing it. But in the end, it's them.
But Chelsea...
So it's really strange. I kind of feel like, I like the save idea, but there needs to be more saves or something, or less people put in the bottom. I'm not really sure, but I feel like there's some people that have been eliminated that maybe shouldn't have been eliminated.
Like Daria.
You know what I think it is?
Yeah.
I think it's the casual fans. It's the casual USA fans that be voting as well, and not the like a lot of them vote. Like the older 45-year-old mom at home. She's just a casual watcher, and she's just voting on people's personality, and she doesn't really know who would be successful in this company because she doesn't actually watch the product. That's what I feel like that's the way it's going. That's why I feel like they should have resorted to the more traditional Tough Enough. Because I feel like if it was the original Tough Enough like they had a couple of years ago, you'd still be there, Chelsea. You really would.
I would hope so, but that's the thing. You just never know, and so I'm trying not to overanalyze anything because otherwise I'll drive myself nuts.
But Chelsea, I believe you will make it into the WWE. So once you make it in there, do you have any ideas for a gimmick, a finisher? And my last question is, who would your ideal Wrestlemania opponent be?
Well, I've got some ideas. I haven't, obviously, when you get there, it's kind of a happy medium between what the WWE wants and what you want. So I have a couple of ideas, but I'm still kind of working on them. I'm still even trying to kind of perfect my own gimmick in the indie scene right now, because I really just go off of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as a baby face, I just go off of the energy that I have, and then when I'm a heel, I turn more into the kind of mean girl style.
I'd love to see you as a heel.
It's so much fun. I love it because I love to talk about how the irony of this is I love to talk about how good looking I am.
Yeah, as you should.
So like when I'm a heel, it's so fun. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't want to give up too much information in case someone else makes it there before me and steals my gimmick, if you know
trademark.
You better be careful. Especially on this show, you better be careful because WWE has been tipping into our channels.
Yes, they have.
Exactly. Okay, but my ideal WrestleMania match would be, this is an easy one for me, I've thought about this, myself in a triple threat match against Natalya and Trish.
That's awesome.
Ooh, Canadian girls.
Canadian girls, exactly. I would love, love, love that.
And make it in Canada, too. WrestleMania back in Canada.
Yeah, right?
That'd be awesome.
We've got a few more questions left, Chelsea. The Tough Enough as a whole show, was it heavily produced, or was it just a case of, okay, here you are, cameras are going to follow you, we'll just do whatever you're doing and we'll film it?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, you know, they just followed us and what we did, and the drama that kind of came out in real life when you're stuck in a house with 13 people. But I mean, that's the thing. Drama is gonna happen. It's just like when you're living with your brothers and sisters. There is always going to be drama. There's always going to be fights. There's always going to be a hilarious conversation to record. So there's only about 30 minutes of it shown on the live show. You know, there's a lot of it is actually us on stage speaking with the judges. So you really imagine how much goes on in a week, and they can only show 30 minutes of it. So it seems so ridiculous or so produced, but I mean, they're just smushing it all into 30 minutes. And we do a lot in a week.
I would have thought so with all those periscopes.
Yeah, right?
Now, before we let you go, Chelsea, for every Tough Enough contestant that we have interviewed here at the Pipe Bomb podcast, we have played the word association game where we give the name of one of the remaining contestants and you have to give one word to describe them. Does that sound good?
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, okay. So the first contestant is the Yeti Josh.
Oh, huge.
And can you do an impression of him, his Yeti call?
Oh, yeah.
That was ace. Tanner.
The worst flirter in the world.
Oh, I would have assumed that as well by just the whole vibe of him.
Yeah, like gameless. Really, that's gameless.
I'm so scared of you.
Amanda.
Ooh, pretty girl.
Do you think she relied on... I know we said this earlier, touching on it basically, but what did you think of the Miz's excuse to save Amanda because she was hot?
Oh, yeah, that made me very, very frustrated.
Yeah, that would have made me frustrated because as, you know, a future WWE diva like yourself, just the looks is not the only thing to get you into the company. It's about the crowd connection, the wrestling, and everything else.
And the thing is that what I didn't like as well is the fact that I train with Amanda, and I know she trains hard. She trained, when she got in that ring, she trained just as hard as I did. So I was frustrated that he would say anything about looks when he actually could have said something about her, you know, her training ability or her discipline.
Yeah, I think personally Miz just wanted to mix the show and give it more of a
But
drama feel.
I feel like they don't really know you guys. Like, they don't know the contestants. They watch a 30-minute clip like Chelsea just told us. So for them to go and base a save off that is ridiculous. That's why I feel like the whole setup is just against you guys.
I know.
It's terrible.
Gigi.
Tough.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sarah Lee.
Oh, mediocre.
Oh, is that shade?
It's fair. It's just fair.
I love her as a person, like love her as a friend, and she knows that. But in the ring, I just wanted her to step her game up so badly because if she's gonna win, I want her to deserve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah. And last contestant, my personal favourite, not really, Zizi.
Ooh, Yeah, lethargic.
Oh, nice choice. Well, Chelsea, thank you for coming on today. It's been an absolutely phenomenal time. I've enjoyed it. I think James enjoyed it.
I
Yes,
loved
we have.
Thanks for having me.
Come again, Chelsea, please.
Yes,
I will,
come again.
anytime.
We'd like to hear the updates about what you're doing in the world of wrestling.
Definitely. Keep you
is
posted.
there? Thank you very much. So, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans out there? Because I'm sure you've got tons.
Yeah, I just want everyone to know that, I'm so lucky that I even got the chance to come back and have that second chance on WWE. And the fact that I was voted off, I'm not bitter about it. I'm really happy that I was even there in the first place. So I just want everyone to, stop caring so much about the fact that I'm not there, because I'm totally using this as a stepping stone to the WWE. I will get there, and it's just a matter of time. And I just want everyone to focus now on, voting for who deserves to be in Tough Enough.
Chelsea, I also seen on your Twitter that you have a match coming up in September.
Oh yeah, I'm getting booked left, right, and center.
That's interesting. Keep on going, keep chugging along. You're gonna make it. I know you are.
Thank you. I will. I'm not stopping. I'm only getting started.
Don't stop. You're young, you're healthy, you have a great look, and you have the ability to make it. I know. I see it in you.
Amen.
And where can people find you on social media?
It would be lovely if everyone could go on Facebook and like my entertainer page, Chelsea Green. You can follow me on Twitter at ToughChelseaG or on Instagram, Chelsea A. Green.
Well, thank you very much, Chelsea. From the Pipe Bomb Podcast and your fans, we are wishing you the best of luck for the future and good luck with your training. And hopefully, you'll turn your dream into reality and be known as a WWE diva.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, Chelsea. Bye.
Bye.
How fun was that, Tommy?
Oh my God, that was absolutely amazing.
Isn't she awesome? She's a sweetheart.
She's very, what's the word I'm looking for? She's very passionate and professional about it.
Yeah. We really got the tea in there, sheesh. Sarah? Mediocre.
That one word, mediocre. My God.
But she wasn't lying. It's the truth. We all have eyes and we watch the show. We all see it.
Yeah, and the thing with Chelsea is that she actually wants this. Like, listen to the interview and talking to her. We know that's what she actually wants.
Yeah.
Are we still recording?
Yes, we are.
Oh, sorry.
Oh
my God. I got so flattered by talking to Chelsea just in the world of it own. I forgot that we was actually still on air.
Yeah.
Talking about, tough enough and hold. I'm glad that she's actually said the answer she said. But in terms of, what she wants to do and how she got it in the first place, I'm actually glad that she's going to continue. And I can see her as a future WWE NXT diva.
I know. You know how I would love to book her in the Wyatt family. I see Sister Abigail all over her.
Oh, because she's got that. Well, like I said, when she's a heel, I've watched some of her matches as a heel.
Oh yeah.
On the indie scene, and she's quite demean and like like a blank face. Like, you're talking to me and I'm not actually listening to you.
I would love to see her as a heel. I'm going to look it up. I want to see some more. But also the tea where her walking into a room with Stephanie McMahon and Vince and Triple H. What a moment. Oh my God.
I'm saying, here is your script for Megan Miller. So
I know.
I'll be like, whoa.
Get my life. I would have been spinning around like Kenya Moore going with the Witch Madness.
Well, like Natalia on the dance pole on Toe Divas.
Oh my God. What?
That's
just crazy. That's like dream come true. Walking into
no, it was absolutely amazing. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's the interview with Chelsea Green. Like you said, you can follow her at Tough Chelsea. James, where can they follow you on Twitter?
You guys can follow me at Jimmy James, JAYMES on Twitter.
And you can follow me at SelfSuccess01. So, James, thank you very much.
Thank you,
I can't wait to actually... Huh?
I said thank you, Tommy.
Oh, that British accent is awful. That just went down.
You lawyer. You told me earlier that my English accent was quite marvellous.
Yeah, but you went down. But you went down like Naomi said, 5%.
Girl, boy.
Chub. Let's do an American accent. My God, bye.
Oh my God, you sound like a Bella. Ew.